There are a million words you could use to describe Anne-Marie.
Dedicated.
Authentic.
Talented.
Enthusiastic.
Generous.
Loyal.
Brave, strong. She's my hero. So Anne-Marie was a communications director for Oregon Farm Bureau, and she was really good at it.
Anne-Marie was a great coworker, collaborator, great friend. She didn't do things by half measure. She was always 100% into whatever she was doing.
Anne-Marie was venturesome and loved nature and loved people.
Anne-Marie was passionate about living life to the fullest.
You know, you got people that are very analytical or whatever kind of is the personality type. Anne-Marie was definitely a relationship person.
Yeah, Anne-Marie was all about the people she was communicating about and the people she was communicating with.
She just connected instantly with everyone. She's the nicest person in the room.
Anne-Marie really took the Farm Bureau, and I would say even the agricultural industry's communications to the 21st century.
Everything from a hard copy newsletter, she evolved that obviously into social media.
She'd think outside the box on how to communicate and how to reach people.
Hello, this is Anne-Marie with the Oregon Farm Bureau, and welcome to this episode of Fred Talks.
I couldn't have been happier than having Anne-Marie be a communication person for Oregon agriculture and writing about us to the general public.
Anne-Marie was an award-winning communicator. She won national awards for writing, for photography, for design, for innovation.
She always was able to find new things to write about, to talk about.
Anne-Marie had an ability to help us all sound better.
She could take the most complicated, intractable public policy issue, and she could bring it down to an individual level.
She was a perfect example of somebody that knew the ag community, was passionate about what they did, but then also being able to connect them with a consumer who wants to know where their food comes from.
Her ability to connect with people and to care about people came across in her writing. She helped Oregon agriculture look good.
This is a great part of Anne-Marie's story, is that she did not grow up on a farm. She grew up in Illinois, in corn country.
She'd love to tell stories about detasseling corn and doing all of those things as a kid.
And I think in a lot of ways, being kind of an outsider to the ag community really helped her be a better spokesperson and advocate for us out in the world.
She didn't do this for the recognition. She did this work because she believed in it.
She created products at Farm Bureau that again went beyond the typical Farm Bureau member audience.
So I don't know if you're going to do any kind of trivia type things.
Well, Anne-Marie's claim to fame is that, she and her sisters were in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
The scene where Ferris is running through the backyards near the end and he's racing his sister to get home. There's a scene with some sunbathers, and then he jumps over a fence, and then there's a scene with a family sitting at a picnic table. That scene was filmed at her grandparents' house, and she's immortalized in that film.
Her babysitter was Cindy Crawford.
The first time she stuck her arm inside a cow was on our Young Farmer and Rancher industry tour.
She would travel alone to all different spots of the world.
She did running races, she did bike races, she did triathlons, but she was just always out there just engaging the world and just living a full life.
Anne-Marie was recognized multiple times by the American Farm Bureau for her communication work.
This year, they had their annual Communications Directors Conference where they unveiled a new award, and it's called the Anne-Marie Moss Team Effort Award.
I think the fact that the American Farm Bureau has named an award after her speaks volumes.
The day before she went into the hospital in April of 2022, she was out on a farm with a group from the American Farm Bureau, and she couldn't wait to get out and do it again.
She also had just an enormous love for her family. She talked frequently about her sisters and her parents, and just loved to go visit her nieces and nephews.
It wasn't just ag that really treasured her. It was everybody she got in contact with.
I feel honored that I was able to know Anne-Marie.
For many years, Anne-Marie had this on a bulletin board right over her desk, And so, it's very poignant now, because of the form of this. It's an angel. It was only after I got it home from her office that I realized on this item there's a small engraving. It says, "You must do the thing that you think you cannot do." And it's a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And I just can't think of a better way to sum up Anne-Marie Moss.
I just want to thank Aglink for recognizing her. It is probably the biggest honor there is in Oregon agriculture, and it means not only what it means to her, but I think it means so much to all of her friends that worked with her.
So many people saw Anne-Marie's work, benefited from Anne-Marie's work, were elevated by Anne-Marie's work, and it made a real difference in our lives and positive difference in the world.